Today, we're going to be riding your guys' roller coasters and exploring your theme parks while rating them to find out which one of my fans is the best builder in Theme Park Tycoon 2. We had some really quite incredible parks today, as well as some, well, not so great ones. So if you're excited and want to see more like this, why not subscribe today? It's free. Okay, then let's get into rating the first park. So here we are at our very first park, which is by 𝗪𝗵𝘁 𝗪𝗵𝘁. Just rolls off the tongue, that one does. But this is a Helix and Kraken recreation. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest, I've heard of neither in real life, but still, let's take a look. This looks absolutely amazing. I mean, look at all the custom terrain he's got throughout all here. This looks really cool. Oh, and he's got a massive escalator to get all the way up. You know, that's very energy efficient. But if we just run through here, we see that we've got a fast pass, and we're already in the station, so let's jump on right here. Now, this looks pretty damn interesting. I'm excited to give this one a ride, honestly. Okay, so here we are, straight into a roll right there. Nearly called it a Helix, so good. Bit of a slow start, although, of course, this is a launch coaster right here, so we're going to go for an absolutely massive launch right here over the actual kind of path thing up there. Well, this actually looks really, really good. I love how it interacts with the terrain. You know, I love a terrain coaster. They're always really nice. I mean, if you haven't already guessed by my love of Alton Towers, then I don't know what to tell you. But here we go, guys, into a second launch right here. This coaster ain't messing about. It's a pretty smooth coaster, to be fair, although definitely not the smoothest coaster I've ever been on. But a pretty decent coaster, you know, I quite like that. But of course, we have another coaster to ride, so let's go jump on that. I like the water that he's got along here, by the way, although I'm not sure about the terrain going around here. It's a little bit blocky, you know, I'm not sure about that. Again, this is a recreation of a ride that I've never even heard of, so maybe that's what it's like in the real ride. I have no idea. Oh, look at this. He's got some lockers right here and a bunch of blocks. Oh, look at this queue right here. We can actually see the coaster coming out through the first corner. That's nice. Oh, there is a hole in the floor, you know. I'm not sure about how safe that is, but, you know. Oh, and the train's just left without us, guys. Oh. Well, anyway, let's jump on this next train and take a look. Take a quick drink while we wait here. Alright, right around that first corner that we just saw from the queue a second ago. Now, the other one was a launch coaster, whereas this one's a chain lift one, so nice, a bit of difference, you know? Okay, guys, here we go down the first drop right here, and we're straight into an absolutely gigantic loop right here. Very nice. And we've got an 𝗪𝗵𝘁 right here. Very cool, very cool. Okay, guys, here we are. We're about to go underground right here for a second. That is very, very cool. I like that. Interesting color scheme for the rocks, you know? Purple. Not too many rocks that are purple in real life, but, you know. Pretty cool coaster, though. I quite like that one. Very, very nice. So what do we rate this park? Well, this time I'll be rating it on more than one thing to make this a little bit more in depth, you know, so you know more what I'm talking about. So I'm going to rate the scenery out of 5 and then the actual roller coaster out of 5. So the scenery right here, you know, it's all pretty basic stuff. It's just trees and some terrain and stuff like that, but it's still really well done, you know. I definitely feel like it could have been done better though, so I think I'm going to just give the scenery a 2 out of 5 stars. The roller coasters though, I really like the roller coasters. They're very interesting, you know, 2 kind of terrain coasters, this one less so, but still very, very nice coasters right here. And although they're not the smoothest thing I've ever been on, they're pretty damn smooth, so I'm gonna give those a 4 out of 5 stars right here, which gives us a nice 7 out of 10 stars. Very cool. But let's head to the next park, shall we? Okay, guys, now you all absolutely loved Gumball's coaster in the last video, and for some reason I agreed for him to come back, you know? And as you can see, he's made He's made the Twin Towers in Theme Park Tycoon 2. It's not me saying this. This is what he's told me. And of course, he's got a roller coaster crashing through both buildings.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Well, you know, a bit of a positive from last time. He hasn't torch spammed, although there's some random just bits of light coming from the ground. That's interesting. Anyway, you know, guys, let's be open-minded. It might be better. No, it isn't, actually. It definitely isn't. Okay, so, yeah, that's quite fast. Oh, I just went through the ground. Oh, and the brakes around the corner as well. That's nice. That's good is what that is, guys. Yeah, I'm not absolutely sure what I just actually rode. He's got another coaster, though, so, you know, we might as well try that one. Maybe it's better, guys. Surely it's not worse, right? Okay, here we go down this absolutely incredible steeplechase coaster. To be fair, it's not bad. It's okay so far. Something I'm going to be very... Hold on, why is Gumball riding... Okay, that's a little sus. One thing I'm interested to see, though, is that my head is just going to be, yeah, okay, I'm dead now. All right, and I'm going to die again. Yeah, that time it's just my eyebrows got chopped off. Oh, and speaking of dying, yeah, there we go. My neck just went into my arse. Well, that's, Yeah. Wait, did he just leave? Wait, did he just leave the game? Well, I guess... Well, it's a little hard to rate someone's park when they don't exist. Well, anyway, what are we going to rate Gumball's park then? I mean, I think it's improved from last time. I can't remember what rating I gave him last time, but, yeah, scenery, you know, I love the Twin Towers. That was cool, I guess. Not exactly much decoration, though, is there? So I'm going to give that 1 star for that. And then the coasters, it could be worse. You know, he had banking on the steeplechase coaster. That one was actually pretty good, except from the head chopping and the certain death at the end. But, you know, except from that, the coasters weren't bad, you know. So let's just give those 2 stars out of 5, which gives Gumball a very, very wonderful rating of 3 stars out of 10. Whoa! Damn, Gumball, you better calm down. You're doing so good these days. He's gonna be stealing my job soon, guys. Okay, guys, well, let's just completely forget about that absolute mess and move on to the next park, which is Willow Streaks by 𝗬𝗪𝘁, which you may have seen on YouTube before, actually. This is like a realistic British theme park that he's built in the game. It's really, really cool. And when I say realistic British theme park, I mean realistic, okay? To the point where most of this is just really cheap scenery, you know? That's really, really cheap in real life, that sort of stuff, you know? And there's a ton of roller coasters to ride here, so we're not going to ride all of them, but we will check out a couple. He's gotten the prefab little 𝗬𝗪𝘁 coaster right here. We're not going to ride this because it's not finished though. Something really cool that it has built is this 𝗬𝗪𝘂𝗀𝗧 ride here. So if you don't know what an 𝗬𝗬𝗂𝗧 is, it's basically a dark ride where trains just constantly keep coming, like you can see right here. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump right on. This is of course really unique how this is done with all of the moving trains. This isn't actually possible in Theme Park Tycoon 2 without doing a very special trick. This reminds me so much of 𝗬𝗀 from Alton Towers. It is absolutely wonderful. You know, just wonderfully tacky and terrible, but also perfect in every way. So yeah, a pretty cool ride, honestly. I really, really like that. Something that I've never really even seen in the game before, you know? But let's give this spinning coaster a ride over here. This looks cool. Okay, here we go, guys. Obviously, this was built a little bit ago, of course, because it's not using the new spinning coaster, but still really cool. I do love how all the scenery just consists of just a couple bushes and trees, you know? That's very British. Round the helix we go. This is really nice. All custom supported as well, which is nice to see. Okay, very cool ride. I quite like that. Let's also check out Isaac's Imaginations, or Bobby's Brainstormer right here, which is a really quiet old inverted coaster. You can tell just by the actual type of coaster he's used here. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Again, I absolutely love the custom supporting. It's all really well done. Oh, I love how it goes through the station right there. I'll show that in a little bit. And under we go as well. Very nice. All right, there we go, guys. I really like that. I love all the plastic 2D clouds he's got around here as well. That's very cool. What I was on about before, though, look at this. I love how it just crashes through the station right here. It's kind of like a little near miss. That's nice. And just all the buildings and just the feel and scenery of this park. There's so many little details and cool things that have been really well thought out, you know? So what are we gonna rate this park? Well, the coasters seem really good, to be fair. I really like them, and just in general, the rides as well as an extension of the roller coasters is really, really nice. Of course, not the best roller coasters or rides that I've ever seen in the game, but, you know, really, really solid. And I've got to give extra points for this 𝗬𝗪𝘂𝗀𝗧. It's really cool. So I think we're gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 stars on roller coasters and rides. I know, it's very high, isn't it? And then for scenery as well, the scenery is really well done here. You know, most people would go, well, this scenery looks crap. It's like, you know, boring. There's nothing to it. But that's the whole point in it, you know. It's so perfectly British. It fits the theme really, really well. Just like if you're building a Disney park and you build something that isn't Disney at all, it looks terrible. So in its own right, this is some really nice scenery. So I'm also going to give the scenery a 4 out of 5, which gives this park a 8 out of 10. Very solid. Very cool. And here we are, guys, at our next park, which is 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝗃's recreation of 𝗪𝗂𝗻 at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Now, I'm very excited for this one. I absolutely love 𝗪𝗂𝗻 in real life. It's one of the best coasters I've ever ridden. In fact, my second favorite coaster I've ever rode. He's got a very slippery floor right here, seeing as the floor is made out of ice. But he actually recently changed this into 𝗍𝗀, which is now a spinning coaster, which is pretty cool to see, you know? If you don't actually know, the back seats on the real 𝗪𝗂𝗻 is changed to a spinning coaster, which you can ride. So I'm very excited to go check this out, you know? I recently rode this just a couple months ago with Tyman, which you'll see very, very soon, maybe in a vlog. And it was absolutely amazing. Sadly, I did not get to ride 𝗍𝗀, but still, let's just give this a ride right here. Okay, guys, here we go over the first launch of 𝗍𝗀. I absolutely love this ride's launches. They're very, very weak, I guess, in comparison to a lot of other launches. They're not exactly forceful, but just because a launch isn't forceful doesn't mean it's not good. And you can tell this is a pretty good recreation right here, except from you can't tell because we're spinning around. But regardless, this is actually really, really well made. I really love this. I mean, the real ride is absolutely amazing, so how can can I not love it? Anyway, here we go through the second launch of the ride. Oh, and there's Matt himself on the other train. It's a shame we don't actually get to ride the original icon instead of just the spinning coaster type right here, because I know that one's also really good, but it is really unique to also see a spinning coaster version of this in the game. But yeah, I really like that. It was really, really good. All the scenery is really well done around here as well. And he's also recreated part of the big one and also steeplechase over here, which I hate this ride. I hate it with all my passion. All this did was give me bruises for literally weeks after I visited the park because I rode on 2 of these tracks and it killed me. But still, I really love this. This is a really good recreation of Icon, you know? So how are we going to rate it though? That's the question. So for the roller coaster, I'm thinking we go for maybe like a 3 out of 10. Now, this is a really cool coaster and really smooth, but of course, because it's not actually like, you know, overlaid perfectly because the spinning coaster was done quite quickly, I think. And of course, the real track doesn't exactly look like this. It's because he's had to overlay the launch spinning coaster and stuff like that, you know? It doesn't look as great for that reason, but it's still a really smooth coaster and still really well done. So 3 out of 10 for the coaster. And then for the scenery, well, of course, a lot of the scenery doesn't seem like it's actually been done right here. Like, a lot of this is still missing, and you know, I feel like it could have added a lot more of the parking right here, because it does feel kind of odd when you're going over here and there's just nothing underneath, when in the real one there's very much stuff underneath. And also that half of the big one is missing. That's interesting. Regardless, the scenery is still done really well, of course, don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna give the scenery a 3.5 stars, which gives this one a lovely 6.5 stars. Very nice. Alright guys, so here we are at our very, very final park right here. This one's built by Merlin the Coaster right here and is a recreation of Hagrid's magical creatures motorbike adventure. Bit of a mouthful, you know? But this is probably the best recreation I've ever seen in Theme Park Tycoon 2. And just like the last one, you know I had to end this off on a banger. Before we even get on the ride though, let's just talk about this absolutely amazing area around here as well. He's built all these tiny little houses in here and stuff like that. And of course, you've got the massive, massive recreation of Hogwarts right here. Obviously, this isn't even part of the ride, but it's a really lovely detail. That's very nice. But we do have the entrance right here, so let's run through. And here we are, guys. Look at the amount of detail just in this queue alone. This is absolutely incredible. I love this so much. And we can see the actual coaster going by. We're going to be there very, very soon, guys. Look at this as well. It's got all the little huts and stuff. We are going to cut through the queue right here because I'm going to do a proper showcase of this a separate time. This also has a full pre-show, although again, we're not going to look at that on today's video. We'll look at that on a more proper full video. But yeah, I mean, just look at the amount of detail in this room right here. My God. And when you think the queue's gonna end, it just doesn't end. It just continues. It keeps on going on. Okay, but here we are finally in the station right now. And you'll notice that this is actually a moving station. And I mean, just look at the amount of detail in here. He's even made like a little conveyor belt for you to walk across, seeing as it's a moving station. But here's the next train, guys. So let's just jump on. Boy, am I excited for this. This looks insanely cool. Oh, first of all, I've just noticed that there's a time statue here, which automatically knocks this down by 1,000,000 points. Of course, I'm joking. This looks absolutely amazing so far, though. We've got a custom launch right here into a couple little turns. And now something absolutely amazing about this ride is that it has some really cool track elements, which you'll see very soon. But first, we come into this show scene, and look, guys, it's Hagrid. It's Hagrid and this scorpion bugger. I think it's a scorpion. I have no clue. I've never watched Harry Potter, okay, guys? Please don't write angry comments. But here we are now, guys, through the second launch of this ride, through these epic ruins. And now here comes the really cool part of this ride, because this not only has a switch track, as you're going to see in just a second, but it also has a working drop track. So we've now switched around right here, and we go straight back through these launches here too. And then we come into this room right here, and as you're about to see, there's actually a working drop track in here. Now, when I say working, it doesn't physically drop the track, but it is still really cool. So the room goes dark, and then magically we just do some stuff in the background. Don't worry about that.
Don't leave me here.
And Alakazam, guys, we're back like nothing ever happened. But yeah, this is honestly just absolutely extraordinary. It is amazing. I do not have a word in the dictionary good enough for this, and damn it, this is going to be a high rating. Now, if you watched the last episode, you might remember me saying that I'll give Haz 11 if he finished his build. Well, about that. So what are we going to give this on Siri, guys? Because I think nothing less than a 6 out of 5, you know. Yes, guys, I'm really doing that. I'm giving this a 6 out of 5 stars. I'm breaking the rating system. Screw you. I mean, I'd be absolutely insane if I gave this any lower than that, really, wouldn't I? And for the the coaster as well, well, of course, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5 as well. I'm not going to give it any higher than a 5 out of 5 because the drop track and the switch track isn't actually working. I mean, that's not his fault, but, you know, I'm still going to take points away from it. But that gives him a score of 11 out of 10. He has done the unthinkable, and he has scored a lovely 11 out of 10. So, guys, the question is what would you rate these parks out of 10? Leave them down below in a comment. Here's all the lovely members up on the screen. Thank you guys all so much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. But except from that, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed, and of course hit that notification bell if you want notified next time I upload. But except from that, guys, I'll see you all in another video. Goodbye.